Previous lesson, we learned with you the present simple, right? Present simple with pronouns I, you, we, they, and present simple with the main verbs with pronouns he, she, it. Now, today we learn with you how to we use keywords or adverbs of frequencies in English language in present simple. What does it mean, adverbs of frequencies? Bu present simple da ishlatiladigan holat ravishlari deb tarjima qilinadi. Adverbs of frequencies. Adverbs of frequencies. Adverbs of frequencies. Yani holat ravishlari. Holat ravishlari. Hop. What are the adverbs of frequencies in English language, and how do we use the adverbs of frequencies in English language in present simple? Qachon va qanday ishlatamiz? What are they? There are some adverbs of frequencies in English language. Just I will write on the whiteboard, and we learn with you. The first, always.
Always use what?
Always.
Har doim.
Har doim degan. Har doim. Hop. Har doim. Hop. And usually. Odatda. Hop. Often. Often. Tez. Not often inkor shaklida ishlatiladi. Not often. Yo'q, sometimes keladida. Sometimes. Ba'zan. And not often. Kamdan kam. And last one is never. Never. Umuman. Never. Never. How do we use these adverbs of frequencies in the sentences? Gapda qay holatda ishlatiladi bu narsa? Gapda qay holatda ishlatiladi? We use adverbs of frequencies in the sentences after the main verb, and before the verb to be. Yani asosiy fe'ldan oldin to be fe'lidan keyin ishlatiladi. We use adverbs of frequencies after the verb, after the main verb, and before the verb to be. After the main verb and before the verb to be. And why do we need adverbs of frequencies in English language? We use adverbs of frequencies in English language. How do we do the activities, or how do we do the actions? Yani ish harakatda qay holatda, qanaqa vaziyatda yoki qancha vaqtda bajarilishini ifodalash uchun ishlatiladi. For example, the bad students they say just I am always late for the lesson. Right? Bad students are always late for the lesson. To be are, right? Are always I are always for the lesson. Or for example, the good students always do homework on time. The good students always do the homework on time. Understand? Now I will just, if you take a photo, just I will clean the whiteboard and I'll give some examples in a sentences. Understand? Gap misol beraman. Hope. A bad student a bad student is always late for the lesson. Understand? Here's adverbs of frequency, and it comes after the verb to be. Understand? After the verb to be. Tushuntir oldin?
Hammasi tubidan keyin keladi.
Ha, tubidan keyin keladi har doim. Aytdik-ku, we use adverbs of frequency after the verb to be fe'ldan ishlatamiz. But we use adverbs of frequency before the main verb. Ya'ni asosiy fe'ldan oldinda. Hop. A good student never
Late for the lesson.
never talk on the phone. Okay, so on the phone talk to me. Never speak.
For the lesson.
Never speak
Qachon?
in
Darsda
her
gaplashmaydi.
or his native language.
Native.
Huh?
Native nima?
O'zini tilida. They always speak English in class. Ho. A good student never speak in her or his native language during the class. Yaxshi talaba hech qachon darsda o'zini tilida gapiradi. Ya'ni ingliz tilida
Aslida gapiradi.
Hop. They always speak English in class. Ular har doim ingliz tilida gaplashadi. Hop. Where is demak never is
Qachon?
o'zi negativda. Never is used in negative meaning, so we don't use negative form of the verbs. Never o'zi inkor ma'nosini bergani uchun u bilan inkor shakl ishlatilmaydi fe'ldagi. Fe'l pozitivga keladi. Pozitivga keladimi? To'g'rimi? Never o'zi inkor shakli. Va never adverb frequency fe'ldan keyin keladi. Fe'ldan oldin keladi. Asosiy fe'ldan oldin. Tushundingmi? Hop, bu yerdachi always. Mana asosiy fe'l speak.
Undan oldin keldi. Asosiy fe'ldan oldin keldi.
Asosiy fe'ldan oldin keladi. Understand? Tushunali? Hop. And one more thing, we have also one adverb of frequency is always used in negative meaning. And in negative ma'nosiga keladigan adverb bor. Not often. Not often. How do we use not often in sentences? For example, Jack is not often ready for the lesson. Jack is not often ready for the lesson. Jack kamdan kam holatda darslarga keladi. Tushundingmi? Tez shuni tarjima qiladigan bo'lsangiz, tez darsga tayyor bo'lmaydi ma'nosiga. Ya'ni umumiy ma'noda tarjima qilgan bo'lsa, kamdan kam darsga tayyor bo'ladi. Deyarli tayyor bo'lmaydi degan. Tushunarga? Yoki we don't often come to class late. We don't often come to class late.
Biz
Biz
kamdan
kam darsga kech qolamiz. Understand? Kech kelamiz. Bu degani nima degani?
Doim vaqtida.
Doim vaqtda kelamiz. Understand? Do you have any question? Do you have any question? Solvan? And how do we ask the questions with adverbs of frequency? Adverbs of frequency qanday savol beradi? For example, how often bilan beriladi. We use question sentence with how often. For example, how often do you go to bed before 11 p.m. at night? How often do you go to bed before 11 p.m. at night? Siz qanchada bir mana qanchada bir yoki tez yoki 11 dan oldin yotasizmi? 11 dan oldin uxlaysizmi? Desak qanday berish mumkin? Misol, men ba'zida berishimiz mumkin yoki har doim yoki kamdan kam holatlarda. Men odatda 11 dan oldin uxlayman, bo'lsa nima bo'ladi? I usually go to bed before 11 p.m. at night.
Domla, savolni nima dedingiz tarjimasi?
How often do you go to bed before 11 p.m. at night? Siz 11 dan oldin tez 11 dan oldin deylik masalan, tez 11 dan oldin uxlaysizmi? Yoki qanchada bir ma'nosida keladi. Haligi ba'zi phraslar o'zbek tiliga unaqa nazarga ko'proq yaxshi tushormaydi. Tushuntirgan holda how often do you go to bed before 11 p.m. at night? Bu o'sha qanchada bir tez ma'nosida yoki 11 dan oldin uxlaysizmi yoki 11 dan keyin misol. Tushuntira oldim? Savol bor? Yoki misol mana Sitoraga savol berish mumkin. How often do you go home? How often do you go home? Uyga qanchada bir borasiz? Qanchada bir uyga borasiz degan. Qanchada bir uyga borasiz?
Dam olish kunlar.
Misol?
Weekend, it's a
O'sha savolga beraylik mana. Bo'ldimi? Mana oldi rasmga. Oling. Hop. Boshqa iboralar bilan berishingiz mumkin. Masalan, how often do you go home? How often do you go home? Qanchada bir uyga borasiz? Hop, aytishingiz mumkin. Bunda adverb of frequency ishlatish shart emas bunda. Masalan, bo'lmaydi. I usually go home. I usually go home in 2 weeks. Each haftada.
It's a weekend deb qo'yadi.
Okay, it's the weekend, man. Hop, it's the weekend. At the weekend. Hop, yana boshqa aytasiz. Bir oyda bir marta bo'laman desa.
Kamdan kam bo'ladi-da.
Yo'q, kamdan kam bo'lmaydi. I go home twice yoki once a month. once a month.
Bir marta.
Ha?
Haftada bir.
yoki bir oyda bir marta yoki bir oyda ikki marta o'zini bo'ladi. I go home twice a month. Har hafta boraman desam bo'ladi. I go home
It's a week.
every week. Understand?
Once degan bir marta.
Once bir marta degan. Do you have questions?
No.
Huh? Do you have question?
No.
In that case, look at your student's book.